Eric the Red leads a fleet of longships as they depart from the windswept fjords of Norway, bound for distant lands and fame. Solveig sharpens her sword and adjusts her shield, steeling herself for the journey ahead. A fleet sails along the coast of Denmark, gathering supplies and fresh water from friendly settlements. Kostya, the merchant, joins the Norse crew, offering his knowledge of Slavic lands and training routes. The longships venture into the Baltic Sea, braving sudden storms and powerful currents. After days of hardship, the Vikings reach a trading post near Novgorod, welcomed by familiar Slavic traders. Eric and Solveig meet with local Slavic leaders, forging alliances that will help them travel further south. Supplied and reinvigorated, the expedition continues down the rivers of Rus towards the Black Sea. They encounter hostile river pirates demanding tribute, leading to a tense standoff on the riverbank. Eric negotiates a deal with the pirates, offering them valuable trade goods to ensure safe passage. The Norsemen make camp beside the river, repairing ships and resting after the ordeal. Solveig trains younger crew members, teaching them the use of sword and shield. Rumors spread in camp about the wonders and dangers waiting in Byzantium. A thick morning fog causes the Viking fleet to lose its way along a confusing junction of rivers. Kostya guides the expedition back on course using his memories of local terrain. Finally, the Norsemen reach the Black Sea, their ships salted and battered but spirits high. They encounter Byzantine patrol vessels who observe warily from a distance. Alexios, a seasoned Byzantine diplomat, prepares to meet the Norsemen and assess their intentions. The first diplomatic meeting takes place at anchor. Wary words are exchanged across the decks. Alexios invites Eric and Solveig aboard his ship for negotiations under a flag of truce. An opulent feast is held on board, with both cultures sampling each other's dishes and wines. Solveig is impressed by Byzantine armor and weaponry, exchanging tales of battle with local soldiers. Alexios shares the Byzantine Empire's history and explains its interest in Norse alliances. The Norse visitors are shown the famed walls of Constantinople from afar as they approach the Bosphorus. Kostya marvels at the sprawling city markets, anxious to arrange trade deals for his wares. The Norsemen are astonished by the Hagia Sophia's immense dome and golden mosaics. Amidst the crowds, Eric the Red quietly appraises the city's defenses and potential opportunities. Solveig visits a Byzantine monastery, curious about Eastern religious practices. Alexios and Eric the Red begin formal negotiations, discussing mutual threats and shared interests. Tensions arise as some Byzantines distrust the Norse intentions, leading to heated debates in council. That night, a masked thief tries to break into the Norse quarters, sparking suspicion and alarm. Kostya helps unravel the mystery of the attempted theft using his local contacts. Suspicious guards increase their presence around the Norse contingent, heightening the tension. Alexios assures the Norse guests of their safety and investigates the breach personally. Despite the tension, the Norsemen are invited to attend a great imperial procession in the city. The grand imperial procession begins, with the Norse guests given places of honor along the marble parade route. Eric observes the disciplined Byzantine guards, analyzing their weapons and formations with a tactician's eye. Solveig becomes fascinated by the sacred icons and relics carried in the procession, noting their contrasts with Norse symbols. Alexios quietly explains the significance of each aspect of the ceremony to Eric and Kostya. Kostya notices a group of Slavic merchants mingling at the edge of the crowd and approaches to exchange greetings and news. After the procession, the Norse party is led to a crowded tavern near the city harbor. where foreign sailors share tales of distant lands. Eric drinks cautiously while keeping an eye out for the masked thief's return or any sign of subterfuge. Solveig joins a game of stones with local women and earns their respect with her quick wit. Kostya receives a covert offer from a mysterious Venetian trader to smuggle rare silks in exchange for Norse furs. Alexios steps outside to discuss matters with a watching imperial officer who expresses doubts about Norse intentions. By sunrise, the Norse return to their quarters in the Great Palace Enclave, escorted by imperial guards. Eric and Solveig confer near a palace window, discussing their impressions and growing wary of Byzantine secrecy. Kostya delivers the Venetians' proposal to Eric, weighing the risks and benefits. Alexios arranges for the Norse party to tour Constantinople's armories, hoping to show Byzantine military strength. Solveig engages in a friendly sparring match with a female member of the Varangian Guard, drawing an impressed crowd. Eric privately questions a Varangian veteran about the true loyalties of the foreign bodyguards in imperial service. At dusk, Kostya slips out to meet the Venetian again, uncovering hints of a plot involving rival merchants and a Byzantine official. Alexios receives word from the emperor. Negotiations will continue in a private chamber inside the palace. A Norse group attends the private negotiation where the emperor's envoy outlines terms for an alliance and service in the Varangian Guard. Eric demands more favorable terms and fair treatment of Norse warriors in imperial service. Tempers flare. One palace scribe accuses the Norse of plotting with Slavs and Venetians, and Alexios intervenes to defuse the situation. Outside, Solveig discovers coded messages hidden in the walls, left by the earlier masked thief. Intrigue deepens. Kostya consults with trusted Slavic traders regarding the coded symbols, and they speculate about rival spies. The Norse party is summoned to a religious service at Hagia Sophia, an event both awe-inspiring and politically charged. Solveig is deeply moved by the solemn liturgy, sensing the city's spiritual power. Eric interprets the ceremony as both a show of power and plea for legitimacy from the Christian leadership. After the service, Alexios answers Eric's pointed questions about Byzantine religion and imperial politics. Kostya spots the suspicious Venetian departing Hagia Sophia in haste and discreetly follows him. Solveig uncovers a clue, suggesting that someone in the Varangian Guard is conspiring with outsiders. Eric calls a secret council with his closest Norse companions to discuss palace intrigues and their next moves. Alexios warns Eric that not all Byzantines support their alliance and hints at brewing unrest among palace guards. That night, trouble erupts as a skirmish breaks out in the Varangian quarters. Rival factions clash with blades and fists. Solveig saves a young Varangian from ambush, earning the gratitude of the guard's veteran captain. Kostya discovers evidence implicating Venetian and Slavic rivals in stoking violence among the guards. Eric and Solveig meet Alexios at dawn, tensions visible after the Varangian skirmish. They discreetly share suspicions about spies and remaining threats in Constantinople. Kostya presents new evidence to Eric, coded documents implicating Venetian and Slavic traders. Eric decides to confront their Byzantine hosts directly, risking an open breach.